Hi guys, a very good morning. Welcome to Oliveboard Speed Reading Practice 3.0 editorial session. So we have Manoj, Hema Malini, Hema Malini, Vikram, Gargi, Logeshwaran, Arka. Very good morning. So today we are going to read a new fresh article. But before that, I would like to mention the people who had done the homework for yesterday's editorial. Guys, that is very important. If I talk about Right. If I talk about your homework comments, I give you usually phrases or important idioms that we learn from editorials that you have to answer, right? So here we have homework by Gargi, Rohini, Paras, Prasanjeet, Vishwa, okay, Anand, Raghuram has written something in different language which I don't understand. Ajay, Manoj, and Hema Manli. Yeah. So all of these are right. Good going, because this is how you will remember the phrases and idioms. If you write, obviously you tend to remember for the long term, right? So others also are requested to do the homework for every editorial class that I give you. Okay, even evening sessions, homework is important. Now, starting with the session today. So we start with UDC mains practice batch. Today we have a LPS session, by the way. For UDC mains, English LPS is there at 3 p.m. I don't know how many of you know about it, because I prepared the LPS. 3 p.m. we have LPS today under this batch. So if you have not yet enrolled, it is included in Super Elite Plan. This is a super practice batch. You can use my code Harshita for discount, and of course join the UDC mains course. Then you have repeaters batch, UDC mains cracker course, assistant course, complete descriptive English for PO, RBI grade B, all of these available, complete English for all your SBI PO exam. All these courses available in Super Elite. So best plan is Super Elite, grade B is separate, RBI grade B, but other than that, you can access multiple courses if you have Oliveboard's Super Elite plan. Okay, so in this plan you get practice batch also, descriptive English also, every other course, right? Use my code Harshita. Whatever you buy on Oliveboard, you can use my code for maximum discount, right? Now, LPS, okay. Seturam, you don't know what is LPS? Live practice session, okay? Live practice session. So there we give you questions, you have to solve live, and you get a rank also, how you are performing as compared to other candidates. It is like a full test, live test. Okay. Now guys, if you're not there on my Telegram group, please do join the group and channel for all your PDFs. Okay. If you're not there on the new group, old group was of course banned because of copyright issues, but we have created a new one. Many people have already joined. If you're not there, send hi to me on my Telegram. I will add you. Okay. Also on Instagram, do follow me for more and more content. It is harshita.thegrammargirl. Okay. Both places you have to follow. Now, we'll start with previous day vocabulary. Very quickly, you will give me the meanings, and then we will move to today's editorial, which is very interesting. Okay. LPS is like mini exam, correct. Today 3 p.m. don't forget. Okay. LPS is there. Yeah, I think, I guess, Kargi, your tone answers were correct. But the other new article that you told me, I'm really sorry, because I did not read a lot. I had sessions to attempt. I did not read any particular article which you gave me, but whatever I gave, you could answer correctly. Okay. Inevitable means very good. Logeshwaran, inescapable, unpreventable, unavoidable. Very nice. Unavoidable. To so many synonyms given by you, excellent. Unavoidable. Okay. Longevity. Longevity is something which lasts for a long time. Can I say? Yes. Long lasting. Very good. You remember this, guys. Long lasting. Oust is force out. You can force out a person from a place, a position, a job, etc. Okay. Shepherded means, shepherded is guided or led by. Guided by, led by. Agitation is protest. Okay. What is absolve? When you say absolve, ठीक है. Tell me the next sixth one. Absolve. Venkateshwara, you are saying distress, exonerate. Yeah, remove from guilt. Correct. I've got the correct answer. Remove from guilt. Basically, you know that when we were talking about yesterday's article, absolve itself means Sri Lanka cannot absolve itself. Sri Lanka is also responsible. Sri Lanka cannot remove itself from guilt or not feel responsible for the situation that is happening, right? So absolve is remove from guilt. Insipid is dull. Okay, boring, dull. Okay. Next is we have devastated. Devastated is completely. Oh, Vihari is here. Vihari, very, very good morning. Completely destroyed. Okay. Completely destroyed. Curtail is limit, restrict or limit. Mooted. What was mooted, guys? The ninth word. Prabhuda, very good morning. Proposed. Yeah. Yes. According to yesterday's context, mooted is proposed plan, suggested plan. Correct. Suggested, proposed, excellent. So these were your important words from yesterday's article. I am happy to see many of you remember the meanings. Now coming to today's article, which we are going to read, guys, I have picked up a one from Indian Express today. Okay, Elon Musk. Okay, so Indian Express editorial. Okay, regarding Elon Musk attempt, he's trying to control Twitter. You all know about this news. Okay. Alienated from guilt, Arka, that is correct. No, same meaning. ठीक है? Right. Verdict is a judgment. So I will write the meanings for all of you here. Okay, for the highlighted words, and till then I will give you time to read the paragraph on your own. Understand? Okay, what does it say? Yeah. By the way, aims at making लिखें तो सही होगा बिल्कुल मनोज, that will be correct. Now guys, you all know, you have heard this news, like you are mentioning, Elon Musk want to buy Twitter. Okay, even he wants to take over Twitter. Okay, on the face of it means, sometimes on the face of it, which means outward, outward appearance, how it looks apparently. Okay, without knowing all the facts, apparently what it shows, there is no direct connection between US Supreme Court's 2010 decision in Citizen United versus, now if you will read about it, there was a case that happened, okay, in Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission. Okay, and Elon Musk effort to purchase Twitter, which is a public listed company. Okay, so it looks like there is no connection between these two things. But yet means still, basic, the fundamental, the move by the world's richest man to play a person who is working, who plays playing, who is acting like an arbiter of free speech. He aims to make the global, the fallout of that verdict. Okay, the result of that verdict, he wants to make that global. Now, what happened is, money and its use to promote particular interest is seen as essential to free speech. See, money and its use. So why does he want Twitter? Why does Musk want Twitter? Anybody, guys? Why does Musk want Twitter? What is the use? And how is this particular point, free speech, connected? Anyone? Why does he want Twitter? Because there was, in a court of law, there was an argument, there was a case that ran. This was Citizens United, which is a non-profit organization, versus Federal Election Commission. So yeah, during the election time, okay, this was a case wherein there was a controversial decision. Okay. So right, which influenced the politics of US, right? There was a controversial decision that happened in the Supreme Court ruling, Citizens United versus Federal Election Commission, that reversed the very, very old campaign, that changed the very, very old campaign, okay, finance restrictions, and enabled corporations and outside groups to spend unlimited funds on elections. So what happens is, when these political parties, they run for election, they spend huge amount of money on their campaigns. They try to obviously motivate people to vote for them, on social media. They use social media platforms like Twitter, okay, to send out messages. Particularly, obviously, they are using money to send out messages to influence people, right, for more votes. So there was a time during this particular case when court's verdict was also in favor, where it allowed politicians or people to use unlimited amount of money for this, for them, right, for promotion. ठीक है. हाँ, ठीक है. So अर्का, आपके कमेंट में लिखा है, अच्छा, he wants publicity. हाँ, against, yeah, exactly, Manoj is right. Musk would like, because see, it can have a huge influence, he knows, on the party, on the people, everybody. Anybody who is going against him, he will stop them, right? He wants to buy Twitter, that is why he wants Twitter, that is why influence, for influence, to create influence, impact, right? Huh. And like Arka mentioned, that it is the biggest advertisement platform. उसको आप खरीदने के लिए, हाँ, obviously anybody would want that. Okay, you can influence people's mind. Elections are dependent on that. There is so much, guys, right? So we are going in the same, obviously Musk is trying to go in the same path what happened in earlier in this particular case, right? He wants to bid or purchase Twitter, okay, and money and its use to promote particular interest is seen as essential to free speech. The writer says, how we use money, okay, to promote particular interest, to promote our own interest, it is a part of free speech, it is considered a part of free speech. Okay, next. But is Twitter board, guys, willing to sell? Is Twitter board willing to sell? No. They have come up with a new plan which is called poison pill defense. It is a tactic. This one is a technical term. I will tell you what does it mean. Poison pill defense. See, the management of Twitter doesn't want to sell, okay, but obviously Musk is after it. Okay. Now, first, let me tell you guys what is poison pill defense. What happens is the companies, it is basically a rights plan. Company allows its shareholders to buy additional shares of a company's stock at a discount. So that, for example, if Musk has a particular percentage of shares, the company doesn't want to sell. The company would want its board members to buy more so that they have obviously more shares than the other person who's trying to take over the company. Getting it? Right? So Musk has how many percentage? Guys, how much percentage Musk has? Anybody who knows this? Musk currently owns 9.2% of Twitter. 9.2%. Okay. Now, what is the plan is in poison pill defense? Defense is you are trying to protect yourself. Twitter management doesn't want to give away more shares to Musk, right? So, they are concerned about unwanted corporate takeover. Okay. So, what they are doing is they are allowing their shareholders to buy at a discount more company shares, right? Even if one person buys 15% of the stock without the board's approval, okay, all other shareholders will be afforded of given the opportunity to buy up to more shares. Okay, so shareholders are given a chance. They can buy more shares and not and stop the company from being taken over. Okay, 9.2 is huge, right? Musk currently has 9.2% of Twitter. They don't, Twitter doesn't want, management doesn't want to give him more stake, more share. Okay, so they have come up with poison pill defense. They are telling their board members, their shareholders to buy. Okay, why? So that they have more, you can say, stake, right? And it should not be a takeover by Musk. Okay, now Musk try to strongly, take over, may well may cause failure. Okay, may well be scuppered, may well be hostile takeover, may well be caused to fail. But the larger question that the episode has raised remain moot. The larger question is still debatable. What is the larger question? Now, where do the greatest threats to free speech come from? Why is free speech, at threat? It comes from the government, the state, powerful people in the country, or the AI, artificial intelligence architecture of social media. Okay, all these are responsible to cause a threat to free speech. Okay, so how should the limits, if any, how can we create, okay, the limits to the right to speak? Okay, how can there be limits, what to say, what not to say? How can we come across or know what to say, what not to say? Okay, what will be a threat to free speech, what will not be? We can limit. How, who will decide that, who will create that? That is a bigger question which is still debatable. Okay. Right. Clear, everybody? So we are talking about here the question, the larger questions, or we say the bigger questions, the more important ones, okay, from the whole episode that is going are these. Okay, moot meaning debatable. Here, this larger question is remain debatable. Still, there is a lot of discussion or debate that is going to happen. Okay, here moot meaning debatable. Okay, next one. Next one. Guys, this was not a very easy article I have taken, but I hope you are understanding little bit also. Okay. Slowly and steadily you have to increase your level. Okay. You should understand this level as well. Not very easy, but yeah, when we know the words, we understand better. Okay. Absolutist means person who supports absolute principles, beliefs, absolutist, we say. Okay, here we are talking about free speech absolutist, right? Misleading, something which is tending or making you, causing someone to believe something which is not even true. It is not, it is misleading, it is false. Okay, it gives a wrong impression, a wrong idea. It is misleading, something which gives a wrong impression, gives a wrong idea. Okay, now in a nutshell is a phrase which means very briefly. When we summarize something, guys, we write in brief. So in short, in a nutshell means in short, very briefly. Okay, Musk views on Twitter are those same of politicians. Okay, often on the right, that its content moderation tools are an attack on free speech. He says the same thing, that Twitter's tools that are content moderation tools. You understand? See, on social media, if you write something, okay, you can't go extreme. They have tools in place, whether it is Facebook, whether it is Twitter. They obviously moderate the content. You can't write something extreme which might create violence or conflict in society. Okay. Yeah, aftermath we always use, usually we will say 90% of the time it is used for the negative only, Arka. Okay, so the content moderation tools, he says, Musk view is that they are an attack on free speech. Why do you moderate the content? Anything can, anybody can write anything, he says. Okay, he says free speech should be absolute. You can't judge that, this content is not good and I will moderate it. You are getting it, guys? He's an absolutist, means free speech absolutist means he advocates, he supports absolute free speech. Whatever you feel, whether it is extreme, also you should be given the freedom to write it, okay, or say it. Okay. Earlier also he was at the center of controversy before also for misleading tweets. So there was a blame that was put on him which was not proven, allegedly misleading, okay, giving a false impression through his tweets because that helped his business. Okay. So as a result of these allegations, in the aftermath of means as a consequence of, as a result of, usually when something negative happens, we use this phrase in the aftermath. Okay, the consequence, the result of something negative that has happened. So the allegations, the blames that were put on him after that of allowing elections to be manipulated. Also, after COVID misinformation, social media sites have indeed increased regulation. Okay, so whether you talk about all the sites, guys, social media sites have surely increased regulation because there were cases that happened during election time, how elections are manipulated. Because a lot of money is given to these social media sites to deliver a message, to pass on a message. COVID, related to COVID, there was so much of false information that was passed on social media sites, right? Because of all of these, definitely regulation has increased, right? Okay, right. So absolutism means like they are trying to say Musk is like same, talking about absolutism means that there should be complete freedom on speech. You can't moderate the content, whatever is written by someone. Okay, you can't moderate it. Clear? Everybody, this paragraph. Next one. Okay, we have three more. This is a small one. What are his suggestions? He says edit button should be there. We read this one, right? Musk said no, edit button should be there for in the tweets. You remember this, guys? By the way, is there anybody who used Twitter? Transparency, there should be clarity on how content is deemed. He says there should be explanation given why the content is regarded or considered unsuitable. See, some of his writer says some of his suggestions are good. Okay, like we should have edit button, and why the content is blocked. There should be a proper explanation for that. Okay, why the content is considered unsuitable. All of these carry merit. Carry merit means these are good suggestions by him. Okay, right? But the writer says that somewhat extreme passionate mission that he has, like messianic, like a messiah. Okay, messianic mission, messiah. Okay, that complete private ownership in his hands will solve all the free speech problems, must be seen for what it is. Now, though his suggestions are good enough, but the writer says this is not we should see the truth of it, that why he wants full ownership. That is not something which will solve all the problems like he claims, right? Free speech problems. Okay. Okay. So guys, yeah, you are out of social media. People don't get time to spend on social media. Very good. Okay. Okay. So we are seeing only Harshita ma'am's classes on YouTube. Very nice. So guys, the edit button suggestion was good by Musk. Okay. Also, he said that you should give a reason why a particular content or message on Twitter is not suitable. But you cannot say the whole he is being too passionate about taking complete ownership in his hands to solve the free speech problem, which is not going to happen. You cannot dictate one individual, right? What has social media done? Now, this is very important for your descriptive content also. You get a lot of topics related to social media. Okay. So, the rise of social media. Okay. What has it done? What has been the effect of it is given in this paragraph. Quickly read. How politicians use social media. What do you mean by to crowd out other? When you try to crowd out means you try to fill a situation or fill a place, okay, make it impossible for somebody else or some other or something else to succeed because of your great numbers. Okay, you become too strong as a group. Okay, so that you have majority at your side, you become too strong as a group. Crowd out the other party or the opposite views will not be heard. Okay, you become too strong. Okay, you become big in number, right? So that is crowd out. Okay. Now you all know that the social media has given a handful of a few companies much greater, you can say, authority to influence, okay, public conversation, politics. Few companies have been given much more right than required, much more freedom than required to influence the conversation, to influence politics, right? By eliminating the need for mediators between the powerful and the people, they also gave the former, the powerful people. The former here refers to whom? Former means whatever we have talked about, the first category. Who have we talked about? The powerful people. Okay. So they also gave the former unfiltered means to increase the strength of their agenda. Suppose a political party is there. They want to spread a message. They have an agenda. Okay. They have an agenda and they want to increase the strength of their agenda. They want to spread a message. Obviously, these medium, social media gives them the means, okay, to do that. Okay. Okay, right? Unfiltered means here they can directly, of course, their message can be spread. They can directly spread their message across the people, across the population. In the aftermath of decisions like Citizens United, this has meant that individual actors can spend their way to crowd out others. So if you have the money, if you're a powerful person in business, in politics, you have the money, you can always, guys, buy followers. You can always influence by on social media, spreading out your own messages, taking the majority by your side. Okay, again and again your messages can be shown, and this is how the opposite views, the one who rejects you, their views can be cut down. Okay, the near universal spread of social media giants has allowed platforms to become a propaganda frontier. It has become, now whether you talk about Twitter, you talk about Facebook, it does influence elections, politics. Okay, and all these powerful people, they try to spread their messages on these platforms. It has become a propaganda frontier. Okay, it has been used to spread information that are false, that are exaggerated, just to gain support, just to become popular. People do that. Okay, so guys, yeah, I know today's article is tough, but I am helping you out. Even if you understand little bit of what we are doing, it will be great. Okay, so tough ones also sometimes we should read. Okay, propaganda frontier means, guys, it has become a place, it has become a line wherein your information or ideas that you would like to spread to people, okay, it becomes in global conflicts, or whether you fight, whether nations are fighting, whether political parties are fighting, everybody wants to use these medium, okay, to amplify their agenda, to increase the strength of what the message they have to send. Okay, so it's a great way for them, okay, to spread out, or to oppose, or or to stop the opposition, or to spread out their particular message, right? So this is how social media has allowed platforms to become a propaganda place, right, in global conflicts. I even also, I feel that there should be laws. I am right. I am actually agreeing with music. Yeah. Because laws, so that fake news or fake information uh, is not spread. We are not, public is not misled by it. Okay. So next para. Flies in the face of something. Now, fly in the face is a idiom. All of you guys, new idiom for you. Fly in the face of. Okay. So when we say flies in the face of something, what does it mean? It is an idiom meaning not obeying it. Totally behaving opposite to what is normal. Not obeying something, not following the rules, not following what is expected. Okay. Completely opposite. Behaving completely opposed to tradition, to rules, to what is expected, when you go against it. Okay, so then we say fly in the face of. Okay, so remember, this is idiom, fly in the face of, new idiom for all of you. Something which is considered normal, conventional, which everybody follows, which is conventional, traditional. Okay. Ideological, that relates to a particular idea followed by a political party or economic idea. Okay. Constitutionalist, who are constitutionalists, guys? Who will you term as constitutionalist? Constitutionalists found that most reasonable protection, most reasonable, sensible, practical protection against those threats is decentralization of power. We need to decentralize power. We should not give control or power in one hands. Okay. So, according to constitutional principles, who follow the government or adherence to government according to constitutional principles. Okay, a system of government. Okay, following the government according to the principles mentioned in the constitution. Okay. So adherence to the government according to the constitutional principles, a constitutional system of government. Okay, so they say the most valid thing or the most practical thing to do, okay, to protect against those threats is when we decentralize power. We do not give power, or power should not be there in one hand. Okay, we should transfer the control, okay, to several people. Transfer power, transfer control to several people. Okay, it should not be in one hand. The system of checks and balances, all citizens must give an equal right before the law. Okay, right? So the flies in the face of what were imagined as the conventional threats, okay, to free speech. Now, this flies in the face of what are we talking about? The previous para. Okay, that obviously media giants, they are allowing platforms to become propaganda frontier wherever they can spread their propaganda, their message. Okay, this is totally against, they are going against the rules, not obeying the tradition, the rules, the conventional things. Okay, so obviously when we talk about ideologically driven organizations, very big companies that are related to a particular idea, or when we talk about very powerful people, overly powerful executives means people like Musk, right, who have a lot of, who exercise, who are excessively powerful businessmen or executives. Overly is excessively powerful. Okay, these are people who always go against this idea and who are using this free speech to spread their ideas, to spread their propaganda. So the only solution that constitutionalists found was people who believe in the principles of constitution and then they follow their government. They said that only reasonable protection is when we transfer control. Okay, there should be check and balances. We should give all citizens equal rights. There should be distribution of power. Okay, so Musk's solution in terms of first principles is the opposite, concentration of power. What Musk wants is all the power in his own hand. Okay, ठीक है. एक्चुअली क्राउड आउट का मीनिंग है डिसेंटर्स को बॉयकॉट करना, खरीद लेना, बॉयकॉट. एक्चुअली क्राउड आउट होगा अगर आपके पास, मनोज फॉर एग्जांपल, देयर आर टू मेनी पीपल सपोर्टिंग यू. Okay, and there are messages running on social media platforms and majority supporting you. Obviously the little people who are opposing you, their voice will be suppressed, right? Same thing, crowd out. Okay. Musk is totally against. Musk wants concentration of power in his own hands. Okay, that is what the writer says. But what only solution that we have when we transfer control, decentralization power, decentralization of control. So freedom, unfreedom, freedom of speech or unfreedom, what is required? Indian Express editorial. Guys, what will you say is the tone? I know today was tough, but we learned so much new, guys. So, we learned phrases, we learned the context. Okay, so it is important. ठीक है, चलो, tell me. Elon Musk attempt to control Twitter foregrounds questions of where threats to free speech come from, how to protect it. Okay, so how to protect your free speech? Now Elon Musk is trying to control Twitter. Okay, this way the writer thinks about how can we protect free speech, how how should we limit what is wrong. Okay, who will answer this, who will create this, who will answer these questions, right? Okay, so definitely it is not opinionated tone. Okay, yeah, it can be concerned. Venkateshwara is right. Okay, concerned. Why? Regarding free speech, because he has a lot of questions. If you understand the paragraph where writer has given the questions, right, the first one, yeah, he questioned here the second para, where do these threats come from? Okay, who is a threat to free speech? Okay, how should we limit the right to speak? Who will create the limits for the right to speak? Okay, how to control it? He's concerned regarding how free speech is misused, what Musk wants to do. Okay, how people are using this free speech for their own advantage, particularly political parties, right? Guys, is it buffering? For me, it is showing okay only. Manoj? Huh. I don't think it is buffering here. Grammar lesson which I wanted you to understand: the former and the latter. You know this, guys? Former, latter. Former means whenever we talk about anything in the first place, former, the first thing that is mentioned in a sentence, we refer to it as former, and it is the opposite will be latter, the second part. Okay, first thing mentioned is former, second thing mentioned is latter. Okay, there is no buffering, guys. Just check at your end. Okay, yeah. I understand he's questioning many times against Musk also, Elon Musk, how he's trying to take over. Yeah, actually, yeah, I should mention concern plus critical also. Critical towards Musk, Elon Musk. Okay, critical towards Elon Musk for sure. Okay, so yeah, critical also I will add. Your point is correct, guys. Critical as well. Next is your vocabulary. I will come to the phrases also because we have got important idiom today, new idiom, very new idiom today, phrase also that we should remember. But first, let's do the vocab part. Fallout, very quickly, all of you have to give me the meanings here. We did these words. Guys, fallout meaning here. What was the meaning here? Fallout is used as a noun, meaning the effect or result of something. किसी चीज का रिजल्ट, किसी चीज का इफेक्ट, प्रभाव. ओके, फॉलो. अच्छा, आइडियोलॉजिकली, आइडियोलॉजी यू आर ऑल अंडरस्टैंड. आइडियोलॉजी, a system. Okay, a system of ideas or belief. Okay, so ideologically means in a way that relates to ideas. Adverb. That relates to a set of beliefs, that relates to ideas. Okay, especially when you talk about politics or economic. Okay, ideological driven, based on certain ideas, based on certain beliefs, certain principles, ideologically. Getting it? Okay, certain principles based on certain ideas. वैचारिक रूप से. Okay, amplify means give them more strength. Amplifier, like amplifier. Amplifier is increase. Okay, verb, to increase the strength, to add more details to something. विस्तार से कहना कोई चीज. ओके, किसी चीज को और डिटेल में बताना. राइट, एम्पलीफाई. डिलेमास, कंफ्यूजन. A situation in which you have a difficult choice to make. Dilemma, you are in dilemma when you have a difficult choice. Okay, to make between usually two things, two options. When you have a very difficult choice, okay, you face a dilemma, a situation of dilemma, duvidha. Okay, aftermath. What is aftermath? Aftermath means the consequence. Okay. See, the result of usually something negative or unpleasant. Okay, so अप्रिय घटना का परिणाम, किसी चीज का परिणाम क्या? Negative. Usually for negative situations, result, okay, is the aftermath. We also say consequence, right? Propaganda. What is a propaganda? Information, okay, and ideas that may be false, that are exaggerated and spread, Okay, to gain support from others. A propaganda is information or ideas that may be exaggerated, that may be false, okay, that are spread because you want, a support from the people. So, mat prachar, propaganda. Misinformation, like it was there in COVID times, you all know misinformation is a noun word meaning false, inaccurate information. False or inaccurate information, right? So misinformation, we have disinformation, right? So जो आपका information है जो false है, inaccurate है. Scuppered means, scuppered is, I think I gave you the meaning, something which will spoil your plan, an opportunity. It will spoil your choice or opportunity, or it will fail. It will not, something which will not let you succeed, okay, in a particular chance or opportunity. Something which will cause, scuppered as a verb if you use, like in this particular para, cause something to fail, cause something, for example, a plan or an opportunity to fail, okay. Arriving late for the interview scuppered my chances of getting the job, okay. Arriving late for the interview scuppered my chances of getting the job, okay. Okay, like a messianic. Now, obviously, the how Musk is acting is like a messiah, adjective word. Okay, too passionate to take over, passionate, extremely passionate to take over Twitter. Okay, deemed means considered. Regarded. ठीक है, deemed, considered, regarded as something, deemed suitable, deemed unsuitable, okay, right. So these are your words, but again, guys, the other two articles which I want you to read from 19th April newspaper are The Right Price from the Hindu and Sri Lankan Lessons for India. Both are important. This one is lengthy, but yeah, do read completely, both from the Hindu, which you have to read. Now, question of the day is the phrase in a nutshell, but the new idiom, we cannot forget this, fly in the face of. The new idiom today that we learned is fly means in the face of, means go against the normal tradition, okay. Do not obey what is regular, normal, like a tradition, conventional. Flying in the face of is the idiom that we learned, okay. Any other phrase that you remember here? Crowd out. Crowd out also you should understand. Now that we have learned, you should know how to use crowd out. And also in the aftermath of, okay. So these are simple small things we learn from editorial. Crowd out, also in the aftermath of, meaning as a consequence, okay. Crowd out, very very important, okay. So all these simple phrases and idioms, remember from this editorial. See, we get to learn. If it is a tough editorial, the thing is, good thing is we get to learn from it, right? Too many new things. Now, guys, anything you buy on Oliveboard, use code Harshita. Tell your friends also regarding our courses. RBI Grade B and other courses are also there. Super Elite Plan is the best on Oliveboard. If you want to prepare for your any exam, banking, insurance, SSC, railways, use my code Harshita. Subscribe, like and share. I'll see you again in the paid batches. We have lots of classes today plus 5 p.m. poll session, practice session. So be there. And yeah, have a great day, all of you. Have a great day. Mention for sure your comments in the your homework answers in the comments below. I will definitely check it. Thank you guys. Thank you.